Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Slightly Rotten Carving channel. I am your Slightly Rotten host, and today we're back with this wall hanger. Got the hooks nicely shaped, and I'm going to refine that today with some rasps. And I'm going to probably just do a normal video for that. I might sit here and do some rambling a little bit. And then probably, most likely, a hyperlapse video later of some more power carving to get this thing finished off as far as carving goes. And then we got to sand it. I got to add some hangers on the back, some metal hardware. I'll show you that right now, actually. And these are things I just got at a local hardware store. They're for picture frames, and they are made in a way that allows you to mount something flush with the wall, so it doesn't stick out. It has a little, it has a hole here for the screw head, and then you slide it down. And it also has a little ramp. This little ramp here that kind of wedges the head of the screw between the inside of the carving and the wall. So that's going to have to happen. And you know, I'm a little nervous about that because I want to put two of these in. I want to put one here and one there because that's 16 inches apart, and that's normally what studs are. And since this is a large hanger that with multiple hooks, and there may be book bags on here, coats, other things, I want to make sure that they at least have the option of mounting it into studs. So that is where these marks are, if you can see them. If not, let me darken those. There's one of the marks, and then here's another one. And so that's the goal. But if you take a look here, it's really close to it's really close to this being too thin for this to actually fit on there well. However, I do have to sand this, and as I sand this down, I'll get some more thickness. As this plane or whatever is pushed that way by sanding, it'll become wider this way because you see it has an angle, right, that'll give us that. So anyway, that's one thing that's going to take some time. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to do some rasping here, and I don't know if that's the proper term for using a rasp, but that's, you know, rasping. Anyway, I'm just going to round off, soften some of the edges, and I think I mentioned yesterday I want this to be pushed up a little bit and to swoop kind of out that way. So I'll try to get a good view for everyone. You know, I've been thinking about how I can do better at making sure people can see, you know, exactly what I'm doing if anybody's watching. But I'm happy with the way this looks so far. Right. Once I get it all done, I think I'll really be happy with it. But it took me a while, and I probably went a little overboard. But that's kind of what I do sometimes. I don't know. I don't consider necessarily the amount of time that I'm putting into something, like, as, and I probably should, but I like to get things exactly how I want them, right? So I often sacrifice efficiency for what I consider quality. Maybe it's just my version of quality, but yeah. I hope maybe someday other people will agree with me that some of my things are good quality, even though I don't necessarily like judge my things, like my carvings, like that. All the time. I'm tempted to bring this up that way a little more. Let me fix the angle here a bit. I think the angle is a little off there, the camera. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I am going to do this. All right, I'm going to cut into this right where the end of that little lip is. I think. This might be a mistake, but so I went to hang a couple small wall hangers that I made for a friend today, and they hung on the wall pretty well. I was satisfied. I used the same hardware. Oops, this stuff. The same hardware as I'm planning on using for this, and it worked pretty well. So it gives me confidence that it'll work for this, as long as someone can get it. As long as there's someone who knows how to put screws into something well, right? Which, you know. Yeah, see, now I can kind of shape this little lip here. Sorry, I need to fix your view there. Sorry. Yeah, see, I'm happy with letting that lip hang down a little bit. Okay. that'll work well. It just gives you a little bit to see, like, to notice. Gives you a little bit more to notice, I guess. It helps the lip stand out a bit. That's what I'm calling it, a lip. Yeah, I think that was a good decision. I don't have to take too much off there, but I will knock it down a little bit. I'll probably come back with a burr with my die grinder, and I'll clean this up. I'm also going to have to create a recess in here as well. So there's a couple things left. You know, this is a first time doing something like this, so I'm willing to take a lot of time to figure out how to get it right, you know. Get it to look good, and then also mount well on the wall, you know, because it's not just a decoration, it is a functioning you know, item. And if it doesn't function, then it's kind of lost its artistic appeal too. Right? If it has any, I'm going to let someone else decide. I might knock this back a little more get the round file, which is not actually a file meant for wood. I don't think this is, but you know, sometimes you gotta make do. Sometimes you gotta break the rules a little bit. Right? Or at least do something dumb. Sometimes you gotta be a dumb to get the job done. Right? So that's how this thing goes. Okay, now see, I like that, but I think what I'm going to do is, I can't do it with this because I don't have the right angle, really. I mean, I probably could, but I will power carve this in a bit more that way, and I think it'll look good, or better than it did, you know. Alright, so now we're going to do the same for these over nard. Over here. Now it's going to be harder over here because other thing. So this might, the rest of this might be power carving, forming these little lip thingies here. But we're getting there enough, I think. Oops. Shit. I mean, shoot. All right, I'll probably hyperlapse the rest of this because this is probably getting boring. But I will talk to everyone later on in the video, all right? See you later. That's what I'm going to call it for today. I started rounding out the edges and corners on this, and it's starting to look pretty good, I think. So I'm going to keep doing that for a little bit here, but I got to get editing and get this video on YouTube. So, but hey, if you like it so far, let me know in the comments. If you don't like it, let me know. If you got any suggestions or anything, you know, yeah, let me know. So anyway, hope everybody's having a good night. This is your slightly rotten host. Take care.